Welcome back to Deadly on Culture on Progressive 107.3 on your FM dial. And we just heard brand new release from Douglas. I know Douglas has been out to the arena for a little bit, you know. Well, I tell you, so good boy. Yes, we need a cleansing. Hey, Barbara, how are you?
Green. I am doing well, Deadly. How are you doing? It's good to be here.
I'm doing fine, And yes, this is our guest today, Barbara Arundel, and she's in studio with us today. And welcome to Deadly on Culture. Well, welcome back home.
Welcome back. There you go. I was wondering. I thought this was,
I don't understand what's going on.
It's good to be here, Deadly.
It's
always good to be here.
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, we have another guest with us.
We have a guest with us today.
Yep.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Joan,
yes.
how are you doing, Joan?
I'm good.
Full house.
Yes.
They're ever popular. I mean, finally, I'm always hearing the name.
Okay.
And now
good things, I hope.
Very good things. I mean, you've been doing some great work, around. So, nice to meet you.
Same here.
Barbara, we're going to talk about today
We're talking about a literary fete, Deadly, right? Not just ordinary literary things, although literary things are always great, right? But we're having a fete. We're having a fete on St. Mary Street next week, Sunday afternoon, right? We're doing a number of things. It's a big celebration, first of all, right?
Yes.
Celebration. So we're working along with the Department of Culture, right? Director Can Cordes has been working along with us, and we're so happy that he is. And I know that the Department of Culture has written to the police, and we're hoping that they will
blocking off the road.
They have written to them, so we're hoping that we're blocking off the bottom of the road right there.
Yes.
And that we're just going to lime and fete all around the written word, right?
Well, the commissioner listened to this program.
Oh, well, that's great. So, are you telling me it's a done deal because of you? If that's the case.
No.
But I mean, we hope that the commissioner will be so pleased as to, help us celebrate our culture and celebrate what's going on. And it's a celebration of the literary word. A couple of things going on. The Department of Culture is simply celebrating Joanne Hillhouse and her recent accomplishments.
Yes.
In addition to that, we're celebrating the winners of the Wadadli Pen Challenge, and Joanne can tell you more about that because that's her baby, basically her brainchild, and how she's been giving back now for like 18 or more years. And then we're also celebrating the fact that there's a launch of a book, and I meant to bring the book with me, but maybe Joanne has it, I don't know, but the launch of her new book, and the book's just arrived in Antigua yesterday. At least they arrived in the bookstore yesterday, right? It's called To Be a Cheater.
To what?
To be a cheetah, not a cheater. Cheetah. Cheetah. Yeah, it's a children's book. It's a bedtime story. We're not going there. It's a children's book.
I was wondering.
So we're launching that book. And I left from the bookstore and came straight here, and there were people already coming in to pre-order, to pay in advance because they're getting a special deal if they purchase the book beforehand. So I was quite happy to see people coming in and asking about the cheetah book.
Yes.
Yeah, they hear it's here, so they want it.
And I'm so sorry that you didn't walk with a copy. That we could.
Yeah. Well, that's true because you're Facebook Live, but
yes.
No, it's a brilliant, nice big book for children to look at with nice big words inside, as Joanne said, a bedtime story. And yeah, just brilliant's ready. One little child was in the store with the parent, and the child was grabbing at it. So just the cover alone.
Shout out to the cover artist. Shout out to the cover artist and illustrator Xavier Archibald, an Antiguan artist.
Yes.
Culture, art, the written word, everything all in one. The
literary fete happening next week. Tell us what should we expect? What should we look forward to? Because I know when it's a fete, you just have to be big. It can't be no 2 by naught.
Somebody else already done with the cooler fetes, right? So it's, you bring your folding chair, right? So you have your folding chair. We're going to have a couple people there selling some drinks and snacks, like Mary John's Gabby's snow cones will be there selling snow cones for the children. We have a number of activities and things. But in addition, you can feel free to bring your cooler, and come and sit on the road and just enjoy the day. But you're also going to have a little bit of music here and there. So the Department of Culture is working out some various, in addition to the word activities, some other things that will be going on. We're still open to people who might be interested in performing. They can talk to us, because we're going to have a section at the end where there will be some level of, I can call it an open mic, but open mic for various things.
Yes.
So, if you're performing and you want to perform, or if your steel band wants to do extra practice on the road and you want to come and set up by the side,
and do want to hear that?
and you can do that, So it's a very open thing. But in terms of what will be happening, one of the main things is the idea that 101 people, am I correct, Joanne? 101 people?
101.
101 people took part in the Wadadli Pen Challenge, writing challenge this year. It was open from ages 0, if they can write, to however old you are. And so we had an almost equal split between adults and children, I believe. And all of these people need to come out on Sunday to find out if they are winners. And in addition to winners in every section, and there are 3 sections.
Yes, there's a 12 and younger age category, 13 to 17, and 18 plus adults. And then we have the main prize winner. And we'll also be giving a prize to the school with the most submissions. And we also have some incentive prizes for the ones that, in every challenge, in every competition, you have people who are really good but could use some developmental help. They didn't make the final cut, but we want to encourage them, so we have some incentive prizes for them as well. So if you submitted to Wadadli Pen 2023 Challenge, all 101 of you need to come out to find out how you did and to celebrate the ones who made the cut.
Wadadli Pen. You need to talk to us about that. For people like me that, that was supposed to, enter.
Yeah, you should have. What's up with that?
Since 2 years ago. I don't want to talk to Lofa Carpenter here.
I think we were talking about this some time ago, and he promised me that he was going to organize some little people in his life, but we're going to leave that alone, Joanne, next year.
So talk to us about what Wadadli Pen is all about.
Well, let me put it this way. I've published 8 books of fiction, and Wadadli Pen is my 9th baby. It's as important to me as the books I've published, because it's about nurturing and showcasing the literary arts in Antigua and Barbuda. So it's different programs. It's Wadadli Pen Inc. It's a non-profit, and we have different programs. We've had workshops, we've had showcases, we've had internships, all sorts of things to encourage development around literary arts in Antigua and Barbuda. And the challenge is our main sort of flagship thing. We do that. We try to do it every year. We've had Book of the Year prizes, we have the website and so on, but the challenge is a way of encouraging anyone who has an idea, a spark in their heart and their imagination to write, to submit, and to challenge themselves. And we've been doing this since 2004.
Right.
And this year we've had a record number of entries. We've opened it up for the first time fully to all ages. It used to be Wadadli Youth Pen Prize. Now it's Wadadli Pen for the young and the young at heart.
Nice. We have a caller. Hello, caller. Good morning and welcome. Caller? I think that is me. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am great. How are you doing?
I'm good, and especially to your guests, Barbara, and more so to Joanne. I apologize for calling at this time, but I'm going to get out of my car shortly, so I might miss the end of the interview. But I could not let the opportunity pass without saying heartiest congratulations to Joanne on her recent award. Yeah. I know Joanne many years plus, and I know how much the passion she has for writing. And for her to be awarded at this level, Joanne, I want to say how proud I am of you. The work that you do with our young writers, and whatever comes your way is truly deserving. So congratulations, and keep up the good work. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be at the function next week because we're having a party function at the same time. So I want to wish you all the best as well with your literary function. So again, congratulations. We go way back. I saw it since then. And congrats for those that came and those that are coming your way.
Thanks, Rumi.
All right. Take care. I'm going to have to leave because I won't hear the end of the interview, but I'll go back and listen.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. me kind of a little jealous, right? Because I was supposed to wish you, say congratulations to you, and somebody called me and beat me to it, But
that's what bosses can be like sometimes. They're kind of bossy.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say nothing more about that. You know what I mean? But,
and that's why I'm not arguing so much. You're so long keeping my
I do. But I think she listened anyway. Apparently.
Yeah, I do want to say thank you to everyone who has expressed. It's really heartwarming. Sometimes you don't know how much people see you or appreciate what you're doing, and I've seen a lot of that in these last couple of weeks, and I want everyone to know that I receive it and I appreciate it.
Oh, nice. So we are still on the
Wadadli Pen.
Wadadli Pens.
Yes. I'm going to try to remember our patrons because it's important to recognize them, and I, just like Barbara forgot the book, I forgot my list, but I'm going to try to go off the top of my head.
I know, people get excited to go, that's all right.
But the patrons are extremely important to what we do. Wadadli Pen is now a non-profit, and we're going to need that patronage to continue to do the work that we do, so we have to recognize the Cushion Club, which is another community project which has supported our work over the years. They sponsor the prize for the 12 and younger. We have the Best of Books, which sponsors the prize for the main prize winner. The main prize winner's name goes onto a plaque, the Charles Allen Steele Allen Memorial Plaque, and that's sponsored by the Best of Books. Barbara is a sponsor. I am a sponsor. Daniel Budu Fortuné, a Trinidadian artist. Diane's Brokerage Services. Frank B. Armstrong. Judith Webson. Who am I forgetting? Kim Lisa Mims. Patricia Tully. Papiote Press, that's the Dominican press out of the Dominica in the UK. Joy Lawrence, who am I forgetting, Barbara? KN Consulting, that's Corinne Norton, her thing. 10 Pages Bookstore, U2 Soup, they're there with us for the first time as well. We have Pam Atherton. We have Elaine Grimsgraham. So we have a number of patrons. If I have not called your name, it's not intentional. I am just kind of, I think I got everybody though. But those patrons, over the years, what we've done is what we receive, we give back to whoever the winners are. And what we're doing is trying to encourage people, especially young people, but people of all ages, to express themselves, to you don't have to be somebody who wants to be a writer in order to participate in Wadadli Pen. You just have to have an imagination, an idea, and some thought to express. And I think you would agree after the last few years that we have many bottled up things that we need to express. And Wadadli Pen places no restrictions on theme, on structure, or anything like that. We just want you to share your thoughts, your ideas. And this is just another way of doing that.
Yeah.
There's another sponsor's come along, which would be HarperCollins, and they're throwing in 3 copies of 3 local books, so to speak, that were published in the last couple of years. One of them is written by Joanne Hillhouse. It's The Jungle Outside. Another one is called To Be a Calypsonian by Desrin Collins, and the other one's written by me. It's Turtle Beach. And so those are 3 children's books, all age range. What age range were they before, Joanne?
I think around 8 and up.
Okay, so somewhere around there, but of course they can be used for younger ones as well. So those will be given as prizes, and the judges and prize distributors will decide where those will go, whether they be incentive prizes or prizes for winners in that age category. But the idea, one of the reasons I mentioned this is that it's not too late to give. So the people who are listening out there, the fact is that the more gift items that we get, the more we can give. And everybody who took part is hoping for this big prize and for the many prizes that are being offered. And so we want to sweeten the pot. If you're listening out there and you are running a business, you want to give $100 in cash, or you want to give a gift certificate, you want to give a bottle of perfume, you want to give a pencil case, you want to give a gift of a ride on your catamaran, you want to give whatever it is you want to give, we want to accept it on behalf of the writers of Antigua and Barbuda. Because having been around this project for all this time, I've seen people who were submitting their couple hundred words as teenagers, a couple hundreds,
yeah.
Yeah, but then now they have books published. You know,
I have an example. There's a young lady who was a finalist in, I think, 2010 and 2011. She's also from the Independence Literary Arts Competition. And just last night I saw that she had won. She was one of 6 people who had won a prize in Ireland.
Wow.
She also works in the publishing space. I know she does editing and so on, but she has won a literary prize in Ireland, the only Caribbean person winning that prize, and she's in the Wadadli Pen alum. I was so happy to see that.
Nice.
And of course, you know, Dudley, the thing is that obviously these are people with talent, right? But sometimes we have talent and it's in every sphere. You know, whether we playing music, whether we playing pan, or we playing basketball, or we playing whatever we're doing. If we don't have the opportunity to practice, right, then our skills will not be developed. And what Wadadli Pen Challenge has done, it's given writers, or people who didn't even know they were writers, the opportunity to practice and say, hey, I'm better at this than I thought.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, I can do this.
I could do this.
Right. And some of them will submit something, and all of a sudden they find that their name is on a winner's list, or their name is on a list of people who did really well, or they're getting a scholarship to take part in something. And this is an incentive. And this is what we need for our people. Right? And so this is what Wadadli Pen has done. This is why, of course, we want to award, reward, encourage as many writers, and of course at first we would say young writers, but let me tell you what happened, right? The older people,
they come in.
They used to see Joe on the road in Koso, right?
They come in.
They come into the bookstore and tell me, what happened? People are writing.
And so like short, they're coming for their crown.
They're coming for their crown, yes. And so they went after, so at one point to piece things, Joanne said it was a teacher's prize. People, you know, came by, teacher, but what about me?
Yes.
I work in a hotel, but I want to write too. So this time around, for the first time, everybody had the opportunity, and people accepted the opportunity. 101 entries. And we know next year it's going to be 202.
Yeah.
Because people are going to hear about it.
Yes,
Which brings me to a point. We need, in addition to prizes, we need support staff. We need people. When I say support staff, we need volunteers and interns to work along with us, so that we can continue to grow and also manage the growth.
Right.
Because it takes plenty of work to judge 101 things, you know. I mean, big up to Flory White,
Deborah
and Glenn Toussaint, who have been our main judges for this year. So nobody go and try and bribe them because they've already made their decisions. But to say that it's not easy. I mean, it's one of the reasons that I don't do judging, right? Well, in addition to the fact that I think that almost everybody should win anyhow, and Joanne won't allow that.
Nope.
But you know, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of time. And so if we had more people involved in, you know, sort of whittling it down and then passing on the finals to a group of people, that would be helpful. But it's more than that. Because what Joanne has done over the years is kept track of all the data. So, you know, her system is better than most of the data you're going to find in the statistics department, right?
And it's not just a vanity thing, though, because if we're going to grow, if we're going to apply for grants and other things to do other things, we need to have data to say this is how this project has impacted the community. These are the numbers of young people who've come through the project. These are the ways in which they have benefited from the project, and so on. One of the things that Wadadli Pen has done that I'm especially proud of is that we have continued to gather the literary history of Antigua and Barbuda, and this is part of it as well. So we have on the website all the books that have ever been published by Antiguans. We have a media history of Antigua. We have all of those things, and all of that is important because I think one of the criticisms we've had of Antigua over the years is that we don't spend enough time and energy in documenting what has been done. And that is important to me.
We very
we're horrible at it. Horrible at it.
Very.
And so as much as Barbara is talking about the judging, when we're asking for interns and volunteers, it's for all the unsexy work, including this data entry stuff. So if you're someone out there who's good at data entry, because everybody's good at something, then that's this is your lane. You can volunteer in this lane, for instance. So we just need help in all areas: gifts, cash, kind, and your time.
A question for you. This literary Wadadli Pen. How did you come up with that idea?
Okay, so
I'm trying to pick your brain here because it's kind of unusual.
Well, I'm a writer, and I grew up in Antigua where there was very little opportunity to do what we're talking about, which is to develop my craft.
Right.
Very little opportunity. I didn't even see, I mean, apart from the Calypsonians, credit to the Calypsonians and the Calypso writers, to see Antiguan writers. And once I had published for the first time my first book, The Boy from Willow Bend, I remember I was at a Caribbean Canadian Literary Expo in Canada just after that book came out. And there was a Caribbean writer who spoke at the author luncheon that I was attending, who said that the thing that's lacking in the region is a nursery for writers. And that resonated with me so deep because it made me realize that the thing that I had been missing is something that across the region, some islands are doing better than others, but across the region we don't invest in the art really. We invest in like carnival and we put on a show, but to get to the stage you have to develop, and we didn't have those kinds of investments in the arts, in my opinion. So I came back, and I remember I said to my friend Giselle, who was one of the writers that I knew, and I said, I want to do this thing. I want to have a development project for writers. I want to do it as a challenge, not a competition, a challenge, because it's a challenge to yourself.
Right.
But I don't want it to be about, I don't know, they would have writing competitions around, I don't know, drugs or tourism or whatever. I don't want it to be about anything except the writing. And so basically, long story short, I was trying to create something that I did not have. And that's how Wadadli Pen was born.
Great. Barbara, this festival,
Okay.
I know I really have a lot of questions for Joanne, but she's going to have to come back.
It's okay. Yeah, she will, but we have some time now too. I'm not hugging the mic.
Yeah.
I mean, this is your time with Joanne, really. But I'm going to throw in quickly because I know you're asking me here, right? So let me tell you. This morning I got a call from Frank B. Armstrong, okay? One of the sponsors who's been around for quite some time.
Many years, yeah.
Many years. They have been giving so much, their time, their energy. And one of the amazing thing about the people who give is that they keep giving. So they contacted me.
Once they realize that it's something
good they're doing.
that
And
they're
Frank B.
doing.
Armstrong, I have to credit them. They won the award. They're one of the patrons who almost always show up to the actual award ceremony to be present to see the kids receive their prizes. They're really invested.
And so this year they're showing up is not even just to watch. They're going to participate this year. Okay, so they called me to ask me if they can put a tent on the People's Road. Right?
Oh yes, we're blocking off the road.
We're blocking out. Okay, so then they just answer the question.
We're blocking the road.
Okay, so they're coming, but they're coming now. In addition to the gifts that they're giving to the winners, they are also going to be giving out some samples, some of the vitamins and tonics and all those things they have. They're going to have some of those items on display, but they're going to be having little contests or ways that you can win some of the sample items that they have, which are, well, they're looking at the children's things, but I know that they carry items for everybody, tonics and vitamins and everything else that Frank B. Armstrong
All the
carries.
supplements, yeah.
All the there we go, that's the word, supplements. And so you come out because you're going to find out that there's just one more thing that you can or should be taking that's going to help you to overcome whatever the next virus that's coming around is or is presently here is. Frank B. Armstrong probably has something that can help you out with it. And the people who work there are amazing. So, you know, they're excited. They want to come. And they want to know if it's okay. And so I hope your friend, the commissioner, is listening, just so he knows that people are looking forward to the road being blocked off. Right? But yeah, so people like that. And I mean, there are other sponsors who will just always come. And we're encouraging those sponsors because we are creating a Fete atmosphere. We want to encourage those sponsors and sponsors yet to come. If you want to do something like this is an opportunity to get your product seen and known about. So make contact with one of us. Once the commissioner closes off the road, we can put a couple of tents around the place. You bring your tents and you bring your things and you can display, right? For people who are not sponsoring and who are going to be selling, again, permission has to be sought from us to do it, and we will tell them our terms, because at the end of the day, Wadadli Pen has to benefit, not because it's profiting, it's a not-for-profit.
It's a non-profit.
But it means that we want to be able to do more. And so everything that we do, everything that we ask for is being asked for on behalf of the people who are going to get better, because Wadadli Pen exists. And there are so many other projects in the pipeline, so many ideas that people have that we need the funds and we need the support that was mentioned before to make this happen. But yeah, Deadly, we're talking music. We're talking, again, so we're happy to have the Department of Culture on board with us. We're happy to have Can Cordis, and I believe it might be his sound system that is going to be setting up there. But other artists who are interested, contact me by Wednesday the latest, and we will let you know how we could fit you into the program of what's going on. But you're going to come and hear people reading their bits of work. So the people
That's
who
important.
Yeah, the top three in each segment, I believe that they'll be given an opportunity. Well, he was starting off there. Boy, you're in a hurry, man. But they're going to be doing it. In addition, there are also going to be some celebrated Antiguan and Barbudan authors who will be reading sections from their books. So some are already confirmed. There are others who are happy to have once they're willing to work with us, because we want to get bits and pieces from everybody. So we're looking at 2 and 3 minute presentations from somebody's book. So I might say, that's nothing. But when you do that, when you give somebody a taster, then they want to know what else is in the book, right? But some people are getting it 2 or 3 minutes. But Joanne Hillhouse is going to be sharing with us something that she has not yet published. So you're going to be hearing it for the first time. So this is book number 8, the one that I've been showing on screen, To Be a Cheater. But there is a
8 or 9.
Well, this one was 8, but we so she always moving on, because I mean that means that was written a year or 2 ago. So she's always moving on and ready to with the next one. So there are bits and pieces of the next thing that's coming out, and she kind of looked at me funny because I had to really work hard to convince her to do this. So she's going to be sharing a story or a bit of something with us. I can't tell you anything more about it, right? You have to come.
You have to come, man.
Bring your family and come.
You have to come.
Bring your family, bring your food.
John, can I get an insight in?
You have to come. You have to come. You have to come.
I'm flying here. I'm working here.
The boss has spoken.
I'm working here, Barbara.
So she will be giving quite a lengthy part of that. When I say lengthy, it's, you're going to sit and you're going to listen, and everything that we're doing on Sunday is family friendly. Nice. So it's a story that, well, adults are going to enjoy it, but the children are going to be just as mesmerized by the whole thing.
Hopefully it'll be like you remember how Calypso used to be, that the adults enjoy it and the kids enjoy it, but the kids don't really know what the song saying. It's saying a little bit more than the little age should know.
Yes.
So hopefully it'll hit that sweet spot.
You call them those Calypso that you have to come in a tent. To hear them, because not going to hear them in the final.
Well, let's come in the final.
Yeah, but let's talk a little bit about your award,
the Anthony and Sabga Award.
Yes, that you have won. I mean, this is went all around the world, because I can tell you, my uncle in California called me, and asked, who is John?
Who indeed?
Who is John Hillhouse?
Who is the girl from Antigua?
Yeah. It's all up there. How was that?
That was amazing. I went to Trinidad at the start of June to receive. What you receive is a medallion and your proclamation, which is like a proper old school proclamation, and of course you receive your check. What's really happening is that you're being added to a very small community of laureates from across the Caribbean. I am the Arts and Letters Laureate for 2023. And there were 3 of us this year. The Science Laureate from Guyana and the Civics Laureate from Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
And what it means is that it's not a lifetime achievement award. It's not a competitive award in that sense. It's a recognition of the work you've already done and encouragement for the work you still have yet to do. It's recognizing that you have been making what they consider to be substantial contribution, and you're nominated and decided by regional or local governing bodies. The regional bodies for instance, they have a body in Guyana, Trinidad, Barbados, and of course for Antigua and Barbuda, we have the OECS. So basically I'm nominated, the OECS committee meets and decides who from the nominees of the OECS countries they want to put forward. Then they do some more research, they get referees, and then they put you to the regional body to now decide if you're worthy of being awarded. So it means a lot to me. It means a lot to it meant a lot to me to be in the grand ballroom at the Trinidad Hilton and to see the Antigua flag coming down the aisle, and to hear the Antigua anthem being played. It was the first anthem played of the 3 anthems. So it was almost like being, I'm not an athlete, but it was almost that feeling of being, they're playing your anthem and stuff, and it was
You're
really,
on the podium.
Yes, it was really, really cool. It was a, you know, when I set out to be a writer, I just wanted to write, and so all this is gravy.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, all this is like, wow.
Yeah.
The wow moment.
Yeah.
But it also shows that, you know, no matter what that you do, once you take it seriously and you're being a professional in it, the award will come from unexpected.
Well, Kevin Garnett, when he won his championship with the Celtics, said he screamed, "Anything is possible," and that's just the feeling right there. Anything is possible. What I try to convey to young people, whether the young people in my life or in general, is try to figure out what you love to do, what you're passionate about, and if you do that, I'm not saying that you're not going to have ups and downs, because believe me, I've had some downs and I've had some ups, but I've had some downs. Even on your worst days, you'll still be doing the thing that you're passionate about doing.
Yeah.
And that will make it not easier, because I'm not going to promise an easy road, but it will make it more meaningful. And it will make you always feel the drive to get up and keep going.
Nice. That is so wonderful, and I must say that we are so proud of you.
Thank you.
You know, we are so happy for you, and I mean, I didn't even understand what was going on, really, you know. But I guess when my uncle called me and he said that, I said, well, look, I need to pay more attention. Something is passing me by.
Well, I'll say that for this as well. One of the things I would say about, and this comes back to my commitment to arts development, encourage people, not when they've arrived, but at every stage. Yeah. You don't know what somebody is going through. You don't know if they're 2 seconds from giving up. If you see potential in them and you see talent in them, encourage them. It can be tangibly, you say, you know what, I want to gift you this. Or it can be, hey, good job, keep going. Encourage people. Try to put that energy out into the world. You see a young person with talent, encourage them.
And that's why Wadadli Pen is so important, because now you start seeing them, you know, from small, you know, and keep encouraging them, and I'm going to keep encouraging you. But Wadadli Pen must go, and we're coming. we the older folks, we're coming.
Good. Coming to your crowd.
We're coming.
I want to just throw in that one of the things we're giving as an incentive for someone who is not going to one of the winners, but to somebody who has been seen by the judges and thought to have lots of potential. And I'm doing a writing and public speaking workshop or training session for the summer. And so I'm offering a scholarship. And the judges will decide who will receive that scholarship. The person can come either in July or they can come in August. So it'll be to one of the teenagers, because it's a teen and preteen camp. And so that is something that is being offered. They're going to be getting something that's valued at $450 plus. And they will have the opportunity to do some more writing. Again, it's that whole idea that if you keep practicing, you know, one of the things they say about outliers is not necessarily that they're the most brilliant, but that they have kept at it. They didn't give up. But I also want to endorse what Joanne just said in terms of us encouraging people around us. You know, one of the things I recognized that Joanne was always doing was nominating people for various things in Antigua and Barbuda. Sometimes you'll hear at the sports awards is coming up, or the national awards are coming up, and you'll hear the organizers crying out, we haven't gotten enough nominations. That's kind of sad that we the people aren't doing this.
Yeah.
Because we know fantastic people in our community. Why not recognize them? So, you know, the next time that Gender Affairs decides to do WOW Awards, or that we hear the
National Youth
Awards coming up, let's think about it. Don't assume that somebody else will be nominating a person. Let's take the responsibility to actually do it ourselves. And most of these things take 5 minutes. So reach out, and you never know how you will change someone's life, because all of a sudden they realize, oh, what I'm doing is either more valuable than I thought, or that somebody actually recognized it. And we can pretend all we want about we don't want recognition. We may not want all the big things, but it does say something when somebody goes, job well done. Even to be nominated, it means that you've been recognized. And so I want to encourage people to continue to do that. Encourage people to and I'm talking at school, right? The teachers do this already, but encourage little Joa to do whatever it is that person is good at, so that we're building. That's how this nation we have that we have to build and mold. We're the ones.
And can I say that when it comes to literary arts and encouraging literary arts, it's not, I don't consider it a distraction, especially when you're talking about the school system. Because what you're doing is encouraging the development of the ability to formulate your ideas, communicate your ideas, understand other people's ideas. So it's about building that muscle that you're going to need for every other subject and also for life. So literary arts to me is almost like the core thing when it comes to that. So, and I know other people in other disciplines will say the same, but I'm here to push for literary arts. But I do think it matters that we're able to, you work in media, there's so much misinformation out there. Now one of the things that understanding literary arts can help you to do is to discern pick sense from nonsense. What is underpinned by facts and what is underpinned by coherent formulation of ideas and so on. All of this is a part of what literary arts gives you, in my opinion.
And everyone have a story to tell.
That's it. Yeah.
And it gave you an opportunity to, because you never know what someone is feeling inside.
You don't.
You never know, and
And we've had some.
This is a good way to express yourself.
Until after 7 right now.
Right.
But I mean, there's no reason. I just got my menu here, but for today, so see what they might do for next week Sunday.
Yes.
But we want to encourage everybody to be involved and to come on out and be a part of it. The bookstore will be offering sale on everything that day. So it's a great opportunity to get what you want to do. The books, the new book that Joanne has, To Be a Cheater, the price is $48. Up until the launch date, it's $40. You're saving a full 8.
Wonderful,
afternoon.
Not easy.
Yeah.
So bring the whole neighborhood